Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to BlitzKraft with your host, Nighthawk. I am on the server right now with King and Dopescuzz. Dopescuzz is a new member to the server, as a friend of King's. And Moshmo has also joined the red team. And in other news, JDBubbly has went and defected to the blue team. He shall have to be murdered many, many times. And right now, I am here in our little base. We've been using punji sticks to help guard the doors and reduce the mob counts to sitting right on the doorways. And we've been doing a whole bunch of work. King has been working on the smeltery side of things, and they are over here somewhere. Oh, this is kind of a cool room. Okay, we won't spoil what they're doing anymore. We've been finding a whole bunch of ender lily seeds, so we got a whole bunch of those out. And I just got back from another resource gathering trip, and I'm gonna stick that essence berry bush there. And yes, been doing a bit of technology, resource gathering, all that fun stuff, getting started. Got some drying racks going with some monster jerky to supply some food. And been working on setting up a processing system with mechanism in a temporary spot. We have a big reactor going here. This will produce up to about 550 RF per tick, which is sadly not enough to actually power this full chain at full blast. So, yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and start some stuff processing. Been running really low on the iron. And you can see just how loud this system is once it gets going. Unfortunately, there really isn't any way of quieting this whole thing down. And now we got the whole thing going. So right now, we've got an electrolytic separator. This is basically taking water and converting it to oxygen and hydrogen. The oxygen gets used by this purification chamber to do the first part of the processing. It takes the ore and splits it up into 3 of these clumps. The clumps get crushed in this crusher factory into dirty dust, and then the dirty dust is then put through the enrichment chamber, which is the second factory block, and turned into, wait for it, iron dust. So this system is basically lets us triple the ore yields, which is a huge boost, especially on resources like iron that we're going through huge amounts of very, very quickly. And a large part of the iron is going into the reactors. Now, right now, I have a whole bunch of stuff here. Let me get a couple things sorted real quick. We've got a whole bunch of these reactor components, which I can't quite carry all of. Let's get a couple more things out of our inventory. I'm out of oxygen. Let's dump off some of the hydrogen so that we can make sure we have room for the oxygen. Oops, no, there we go. Keep that processing, and now we're gonna take a little bit of a excursion over to the processing compound that I started working on. Just have a basic layout right now. Let's fly up here. Also have jetpacks. Got the mechanism jetpacks that are pretty easy to make, and it makes a good use of the hydrogen that we're producing with the separator there. So this is my ore processing compound. Kind of the layout here. We'll go through it in a moment. Just drop in. There we go. So at the front here, I should have dropped in over here. This right here is going to be the main entrance. We'll work on actually doing the buildings and making the buildings look pretty later. This is just kind of a sketch of the compound layout. This L-shaped building on this side will be the This is going to be where we process various gases, process water into the hydrogen and oxygen, and make some of the other gases and corrosive chemicals that we need to process our ores. This building here will be where the actual ore processing happens, and so all of the ore will get piped into this building. It'll get broken down into its components and turned into ingots of various varieties. This little layout here, the little mark out I've got going, is going to be a salination plant, which is another mechanism component that is used for multiplying ore yields. And then in the back is where the power production will be. This little square here will be a big reactor's turbine, and that's the base footprint I think I'm going to be going with. It's the same footprint as on the CryptoCraft, or the Monster server, and which is a 7x7 footprint, and it will go straight up. And then a reactor is going to be going in this spot, and then over here we're going to build a cooling tower that will have that we use to run the aqueous accumulators that will provide the water needed in order to keep the reactor cooled. So let us go ahead and see how much of this reactor we can actually get built right now. I don't think we have the components to build the whole thing, but we should be able to get close. And I think I want to put the base of it at this level. And what we'll do is we'll have stuff built up underneath of it, and we might actually use the area underneath for some service components as needed. So let's go ahead and get a frame laid out. And ultimately we will also be doing, well, I already mentioned we'll have the turbines as well, which will make our power output even higher. I'm expecting this reactor should end up somewhere around 15k RF per tick. Maybe more, I'm not sure exactly. I haven't done any tests on this server yet. I might actually make some glass as well, but I might do that later. So 1, 2, 3. Let's change to hover mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Shouldn't be. I didn't turn the reactor back up to full blast, but it should be able to power them. Let's see. The separator is probably full of hydrogen. So the separator, if it's full of one gas or the other, it stops producing. So it's kind of a little bit of an issue right now that we'll be able to solve it not too long from now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and almost done with the basic frame here. I don't know if I have enough of these casing blocks right now. I think I'm going to be short. We're still running, right now, we're running out of iron very quickly. So, yeah. A little bit of a problem. Oh, helps if I turn the jetpack on. There we go. Okay, whoops. Okay, so there's the framework. I guess, so one of the things I do plan on doing is adding in the computer, and we could actually put the computer screen, just do like a 2x2 or a 2x3 screen, and then have the computer underneath. That could work nicely. And we could also put the power tap and maybe all of the access components underneath. Then we wouldn't have to worry too much about those. I'm going to put the controller up there for the moment. We won't be putting the coolant ports on quite yet because we don't have enough. We don't have enough materials to make all of the turbine components yet. But we'll get those before too long. And these I'm going to put on the side for now. We'll put the power tap. Ultimately, these are the taps are going to be going into tesseracts, so their location is not quite as critical. Hopefully, one of them can sleep real quick, so we don't end up spawning all sorts of bad things over here. Territory is definitely not safe right now. Okay, good. These sleeping bags are really cool, though. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to finish putting the base. We should have enough blocks for the bottom of this for sure. And then we can get the... We'll put the fuel rods in. These are going to go in a little X pattern in the middle. Should look pretty familiar to anyone that's seen the configurations on the monster server. That's not where that goes. Darn it. Keep putting those in the wrong place. Okay. And now I'm leaving blood all over the inside of the reactor. Definitely need to have the glass. I keep placing these so wrong. Definitely need the glass. I think that really adds a nice touch to the reactors, but for now we'll just go ahead and close up the top with the regular blocks. And then we should be able to get a decent idea. I think I'm probably about one stack of casing blocks short right now, but I'm not sure. Keep breaking my ankles, falling off of things too. I keep kind of expecting the jetpack to just autosave and just auto-slow the fall, but it doesn't do that. So I should stop expecting it to. We also don't have any good material to provide the cooling, the heat transfer for this reactor yet. Ultimately, it will become an active-cooled reactor, but even the active-cooled reactors, they still need a heat transfer media to transfer the heat from the fuel rods to the actual casing of the reactor. Liquids like the gelid cryothium are a really good way of doing that. Yeah, probably about one stack of blocks short. Yeah, so the stuff like gelid cryothium is a really good transfer medium. It's basically we'll just move the heat over pretty much instantly. That's the big thing, is we just need to be able to transfer the heat between the fuel rods and the casing, so that when we put the active cooled system in, the active cooling only takes the heat away from the casing. So if you don't transfer the heat from the fuel rods to the casing, then you won't actually make much steam, which means that the turbines won't make very much power either. So things to think about in nuclear reactor design. And I love having the jetpack. It makes life so much easier, especially combining it with the hang glider. Other stuff we've been working on, the King has been working on this farm up here, and we also have a tree farm going. We're basically running out of wood, and that is no longer an issue. The tree farm works pretty well without any extra help on it at all. So that's all doing really nice. That's a problem. We do have a couple of chickens left. We did have a silverfish event that stole all of our chickens. They got out and ran all over the place, but we got tons of eggs to help resolve that as well. Let's see. Okay, so our iron got put away. That's good. Let's go ahead. I guess I'll process the rest of the stuff off camera, but wonder if we have enough material to make enough additional blocks. Let's try this. I think 16. This is working out horribly. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's go put these in and see where that leaves us. Hopefully it will be enough to finish up that reactor so we can at least turn it on. Oh, I should actually take fuel with me so we can turn it on and at least see how much it will produce. Because that's really the big question, isn't it? How much will it produce even without having the, let's see, fuel. There we go. We'll take a stack of yellorium over there. Yellorium! Okay. Now we are properly stocked with things that we need. Fly on over. I need to get haste and some other things like that will make this a whole lot easier. Okay, so we're going to finish up this reactor casing. I think we have enough blocks now. Oh yeah, we got plenty of blocks left. Keep placing blocks in the wrong place, because that's how we do things around here. Takes talent to place blocks incorrectly as often as I do. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, what's missing? What is missing? It had all the blocks. Oh, I bet I can't actually put the stuff on the bottom. And I have no idea which blocks on the bottom it is at this point. There's one of them. Power tap was over here somewhere. Okay, let's put these back. Yeah, I just can't put those on the bottom. Okay, that's okay. We can work around that. Not a problem. Okay, there's those. Let's get these parts in. And I'll shuffle those around later. Let's load up a stack and see where that gets us. That's only 64% fueled, and we're already producing over 3.5k RF per tick. Heat transfer is going to be really slow because we're just using air. So 370 RF per tick with just the fuel rods. So once we add the rest of the stuff, we'll be in really good shape. Let's turn that off. That's still going to generate a little bit more power. And yeah, there we go. We have a second big reactor. And we'll be able to start hooking up all the parts to this here real soon. And start generating a bunch of the plutonium ingots that we need in order to make the turbine housings and turbine components, so we can get that running. Once we get the turbine up and running, we should be able to run this at really low power. You know, have the fuel rods or control rods almost all the way in for it, and use up a tiny bit of fuel, and we can build multiple turbines and run them all off of this single huge reactor. So anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys will enjoy this series. There will definitely be battle coming up before too long. We're all just kind of in this getting established phase. And once I get some of this, some of the factory pieces done here, then I will probably start doing a lot more of the magic stuff that I really want to play with. So anyway, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!